Hi, welcome to another Weird World story. I'm gonna be very honest from the start. I was put onto this conspiracy theory by one of my subscribers in a comment made months ago. When I researched this, I was met with many comments on this theory regarding from disrespectful to disgusting. And I must admit I have a hard time with this one myself. I actually contemplated long and hard over making this vid, and I had even closed all the windows on my research at one point. But I reconsidered. I do not subscribe to this conspiracy theory myself, but as I respect everybody's opinions anyway, and I like my subscribers putting me onto stories, any stories, I'm going to do this anyway. Before I go on, I'm already gonna ask you for respectful comments from both sides, from the start again, because everybody has feelings, right? So here goes nothing. January 28th, 1986 was a very special day for NASA and its orbiter, as the mission dubbed ST-51L took with it a very special passenger. She would be the first civilian in space and was a teacher at Concord High School in New Hampshire, and she was chosen out of more than 11,000 applicants. Quite an honor, but circumstances would not favor this mission. At 11 hours, 39 minutes, 73 seconds into its flight, it disintegrated over the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Cape Canaveral, Florida. The cause was brought back to a failing O-ring, causing a breach in the SRB joint. This resulted in pressurized burning gas to reach the outside and impinge on the aft field joint attachment hardware and external fuel tank, which eventually caused a structural failure, and aerodynamic forces broke up the Challenger space shuttle. Many believe the crew were alive and possibly conscious during their descent until they hit the ocean's surface. The crew were all killed. Oh, but wait a minute. The conspiracy surrounding this disaster says they're not dead. Bear with me. There are people who believe they really are still alive. Francis Richard Scobie was the commander of the shuttle. Born on May 19, 1939, he would have been 46 at the time of the Challenger disaster and would be in his late 70s now. The CEO of a Chicago marketing advertising company called Cow in Trees bears a striking resemblance, factoring in the more than 30 years time lapse, and his name is, Richard Scobie. The rocket-powered cow in the website animated introduction makes a swirl with smoke that is eerily similar to the Challenger explosion. Challenger pilot Michael J. Smith was born on April 30, 1945 and was 41 at the time of the Challenger disaster. But there is a man with the same name who is eerily similar to him. Same horizontal eyebrows, same grey-blue eyes, same vertical indentation in the tip of the nose. This Michael is a professor emeritus, retired, of the Industrial System Engineering at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. But he happens to be 1 year younger than the pilot would have been were he alive today. Carl McNair is an author, education consultant, and inspirational speaker. He is the founder and president emeritus of the Ronald E. McNair Foundation in honor of his brother, the Challenger's mission specialist. Some claim that they could not find any evidence of a brother for Robert ever having existed, and claim Carl really is Robert himself. The same could be said of Ellison Onizuka, the first Japanese astronaut who had a look-alike brother who seemingly doesn't exist. Next in line is Challenger mission specialist Judith Arlene Resnick, with a PhD in electrical engineering, who was the first Jewish American astronaut to go into space and the second female American astronaut. She has a look-alike, Arthur Lehman Professor of Law called Judith Resnick at Yale Law School, and according to Dr. Eowyn, he could not find Social Security Debt Index SSDI for astronaut Judith Resnick nor for any other Judith Resnick. And lastly, social studies teacher Krista McAuliffe, who taught at Concord High School in New Hampshire, when she was selected, has a double who is an adjunct professor at Syracuse University College of Law, who kinda looks like an older astronaut McAuliffe. There is a seventh member, Gregory Jarvis, who doesn't seem to have any double. Now my question here is, why would NASA set back their space program and lose millions or maybe billions of dollars, not to mention a bunch of credibility, by staging a disaster like this? And how did the crew survive in the first place? Well, the last question was answered by saying they didn't even board the shuttle in the first place. There are those who say it was a cover-up for a CIA plane shot down with drugs in Laos. Others say the crew wasn't meant to board the shuttle, instead another crew with a secret load, possibly weapons for the Star Wars program, was meant to go up. And then it went all up and exploded on them, leaving the original crew down on the ground. Or do they just use trauma to put lies into our psyche? But would these people, who are capable of so much deceit and horror, leave the crew alive in plain sight for everyone to see? Wouldn't they just make them disappear, if you catch my drift? One more thing. Doesn't everybody have a double somewhere on this world? Look at this picture. A man found his double sitting in the next seat on the plane he took. I am very sorry, but I just cannot wrap my head around this conspiracy. With all due respect for everybody's opinions and thoughts, I can't subscribe to this conspiracy. But then my opinion isn't the most important. Yours is. So tell me, what do you guys think? And if I left something out, don't hesitate to tell me too. Just be respectful in the comments. Please be respectful in the comments. There are real people with real feelings on the other side. If you like this vid, you can always like and share and subscribe if you haven't already and want to see more. And you might want to click the little bell to receive notifications. I have my You Decide channel you might want to check out. And from my corner of this weird world to yours, I hope to see you next time. Bye!